Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome back to Big Talk Pigskin. I am your host, Q Nelson. I am followed by my fellow co-host in Bowden. How are you today, Bowden? How's your day been?
Hey, I'm doing good, man. My things are going smooth. Got a lot watch a lot of football this weekend, Love that. Love that best part of my
Yes,
week. How are you doing,
yes.
Q?
I'm doing good, man. Not, I'm doing good. Like it's another day, another dollar, I guess. And how people say, same poop, different toilet. It's life. All right, let's get into it. You want to start off talking about Penn State and UCLA.
Man,
This this game here, man, it came down to the wire, and I was not expecting this at all. I wasn't expecting UCLA to actually pull this off. And like I said, like in our pregame one, I thought Penn State was just gonna come in and dominate. Just come in and dominate. They did not, and I blame that due to the time change because everything has to be a little bit earlier for them. They not on the same schedule. They different time zones come from different things, and getting prepared for that is like the hardest thing to do.
definitely. And going backwards where they were playing, they played at the 3:30 time slot, I think.
Yep.
Um, so or at least on the East Coast. So, I mean, they're playing at 12:30 over there. It's not too early, but it's very different. You're right. It does take a toll on you. And I don't know if that was their issue. Man, they just looked awful all
Uh-huh.
around. I mean, UCLA's in there. They have no quarterback, or not quarterback, sorry. They have a quarterback. He just hasn't been great this year up until this week.
Yeah.
They have no coaches. Like their coaching staff is demolished at this point. Their head coach is gone, the coordinators are gone.
Uh-huh.
This this makes no sense of what happened. This shouldn't have happened.
Hmm.
Penn State's completely dropped out of the rankings after this.
Yes, I'm
Two
aware.
losses in a row. I mean, they're gone. They're not a ranked team anymore. This team
Hmm.
will not make the playoffs. I think they lose 4 games after this.
I
Not
think
four more.
so.
Not four more. Four in total
But
this
so
year.
yeah, so two more games.
Yeah, I mean they play Ohio State. I think they
Uh-huh.
lose there. I think they lose to Iowa. Maybe I'm biased there, but I think that happens.
And and look, as you see, anything can happen. Anything can happen because this was a major upset. A major upset. Oh, Nico accounted for 5 touchdowns, three rushing, two passing, and UCLA took an early lead, recovered an offside kick, and withstood a late lead against Penn State. Especially, I guess a Penn State late push, and usually that's when you start in and like find morale and finding your groove in a way. Yes, that might have been late, but that's still dangerous in a way because like Penn State was well, I don't say was they still are a pretty good team. Yes, they lost. They lost in probably the worst fashion in my book to a very unranked UCLA team who've been struggling all season. And for them to get a win like this for UCLA, you gotta feel good. You have to feel good about this win.
Yeah, if you're UCLA player, fan, coach, anybody related to UCLA, you have to feel fantastic. I mean, they
Yes.
hadn't led for a singular second the entire season in any game, and they were. I don't believe they were ever behind in this
Uh-huh.
one, never once. And
Yes.
that is completely crazy with how everything's been for them this season. They just turned on a switch today. They decided, hey, we're going to play for the coaches we have here. We're going to play for ourselves. We're going to go out there. We're going to have fun. And Penn
Uh-huh.
State just showed up. From what I think, they just showed up and thought they could just walk in and play and not really have to care and brush over this one and look forward to next week instead. And
Yes.
that just did not prove to be a good strategy. You see this happen anytime a big name team ranked like this loses to a school who's not very good. It's always like they were just looking forward to next week. And I think that's what happened here.
Uh-huh. Like they looked at very devastated after the loss against Oregon. And I believe that played a factor. Like they didn't play with a chip on their shoulder like how Illinois did. Illinois, like, okay, we gonna talk about what the game later, but I'm just saying, like, when Illinois lost to Indiana, the very next game they played with a heavy chip that like they had something to prove. Penn State did not. Penn State did not have that drive. They looked defeated. It was very lackluster on the Penn State side of the ball, offensively and defensively. They let UCLA score 42 points on them.
Yeah.
This is the highest they scored all season.
I think the most they had before this was 10
Yes,
in a game.
and that's saying a lot.
It's not good.
It's not good at all. And just
20 or 23. 23 is the most
23.
they had scored beforehand.
So what's that? What's that? 19 points. 19 more points than they had before.
Yep.
Coming out and giving up 19 more points than our average, or 19 more points than actually high is kind of that's bad. Like
It's not good.
they defense gonna stop nothing. And I'm not knocking down on UCLA potential, but they just been struggling all year.
Yeah.
And Penn State just lost. Like they just lost. Like I can't make up no excuses for them on why they lost.
There is no excuses. They just didn't want to play.
Yes, they did not. They were still thinking about last week. That 24 hour did not kick in for them because they were still thinking about last week. You can't think about what happened in the past. You have to learn from your past, use the past as a lesson, then move forward. Life goes on. And hopefully Penn State can try to pick it up after this. If not, they just have all this talent, had this nice roster for no reason.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they make the playoffs after this. This is bad. This is really detrimental to them in their season. I mean, they have a hard schedule coming up. And next week they play Northwestern, which I would normally say isn't very hard, but they lost to UCLA. So
Yes.
I have no idea what they're going to do against Northwestern. Then they have to go play at Iowa.
Ooh.
Then they have a bye week. Then they play at Ohio State. Then they play home against Indiana. Then at Michigan State, home against Nebraska, and at Rutgers. I mean, really, other than Northwestern, every other team here is a competitive team that has been playing well in their games this season. So Penn State's got a rough stretch ahead of them coming forward. I really don't know what they're going to do. They need to change a lot. And I've said it all year. I don't think they've looked nearly as impressive this year as they looked last year. I think Drew Allers looked worse this year than he has last year. And maybe stats didn't prove that, but they were playing smaller teams who didn't really have a lot up until that Oregon game. And now they're starting to prove to me what I've been believing this whole time, is that Drew Allers not very good, and this Penn State team isn't nearly as good as what it was last year.
Yes, and I can wholeheartedly agree with you on that. Wholeheartedly, but Jackson made a critical stop on 4th and 2 late in the game to preserve the win. You know, to me, that is big. That is big. He stood up, he took it upon himself to win the game, and he showed a winning mentality because he stepped up on a stop on a crucial stop. Because if they did not get that stop, Penn State was most likely going to go down and go score, and this was going to be the only lead that they had in the game. UCLA could have lost. They could have lost. I don't want to say that they should have lost, but I'm happy. I'm happy they won. I'm happy they won because it's always an underdog story over here.
I mean, that whole second half was basically dominated by Penn State. I mean, UCLA, they got a huge dominant start. They went up by a lot, and then Penn State just came out of the gates in the second half firing, and they started scoring. They looked like they were going to come back and pull this off, but then UCLA just kept scoring just here and there. They scored twice in the second half just to push their lead just enough to stay ahead of how fast Penn State was coming out, and Penn State just started off way too slow for them to ever recover in this game.
I agree with you on that one. I really do. You can't start off slow. It don't matter who you play. It don't matter who you playing. Starting off slow and then trying to kick it back up in the second half or even late in the first. That's hard to do. That's hard to do, especially if the team that you're playing is already off hot. It's already off rough. Any team that starts off hot, usually gonna stay hot for the remainder of the game, and that's what UCLA did. They started off hot, They got the ball rolling, a couple of scores here, and it was just the end of the story. And then their defense was holding up, except for in the second half, of course. But you cannot have a bad first half and expect you to have a great second half to win a football game. That's not how life
No,
works.
not how it works at all. I just I don't know how UCLA did it. I won't
Uh-huh.
lie. I have no idea. They just they just came out with the will and the want to get this win, and that's what's so beautiful and so great about college football. Anybody can win any day of the week, and we saw that with UCLA this weekend.
Yes. Yes. Isn't this UCLA first win of the year?
Yep, they had not won a game coming into this, which just makes it even crazier.
It does. It does. And to get your first win like this, I would feel amazing. I would
Did
feel
you
amazing.
did you see that they quote unquote rushed the field?
Yes.
You need more
Yes.
fans there, man. You're at the Rose Bowl. Why aren't we going to UCLA games? I know they're usually not overly great, and even on years they are, I feel like they don't pack that stadium. They're putting
Uh-huh.
tarps up. It's the Rose Bowl. Who doesn't want to go there
Yes.
and see it? Fill it up
Exactly.
more than that. I mean, they had 15 people rush the field or something like that. Like that's what it seemed like compared to a normal one, you know? Like nobody was there to
Yes.
rush the field after a top 10 win.
It's because hey, do you want to know why? Because nobody thought that UCLA was going to actually pull this off and win.
No, they didn't.
Everybody,
They didn't,
everybody
but
had doubt.
they didn't. But if you're like, I guess this is a bad comparison. And I was going to say in Iowa versus them, but our fan base is just way better than UCLA's fan base. So
Hmm.
maybe if you go like a Rutgers, right?
Yeah.
Rutgers fan base is probably better than UCLA's anyway, but it's a little more comparable. If this would have been Rutgers, who was 0-4 against Penn State,
Hmm.
their stadium would have been way more packed, and they would have showed up.
Yes, I agree with that. I agree with that. But it's not. It's not. They had a very small fan base on that game, and I can't blame the people who did not go or who did not tune in until like probably late. I understand it because like why go to a game when you supposed to know the outcome of it? But football is unpredictable.
It's always unpredictable. You never
It's
know.
exactly like it happens. It happens to the best of the teams at that. Because they be so up on that high horse that they don't even like realize that you still have to be humble to like still win.
If football was predictable, Vegas would be out of business.
Exactly.
It's definitely true.
Exactly. Vegas made some money that day.
Yeah, they did.
And whoever bet against Penn State, kudos to you because I don't know what premonition, what vision you had, but you
Wish you would
got
have
it.
let me know.
Exactly. I probably would have been up right now. I don't know. All right, let's move on to Michigan game. Ooh, Michigan and Wisconsin. This game was in the first half was lackluster. I'm gonna keep I'm
Definitely.
gonna keep it like that. Michigan did not come out looking good. They did not come out asserting the dominance. I'm gonna say it like that because Wisconsin been bad also all year.
Yeah, they have not looked very good this year. I
Yes,
think Luke Fickle has preserved his job for another week with this game.
yes.
Even though they lost, even though
Uh-huh.
they lost, his team looked like they wanted to actually be there and play some football. They were trying their hardest. They were making tough plays. They look good. They really didn't look as bad as I thought they were going to do in this game.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think Luke Fickle has definitely extended his contract by another day.
Extended his
He
stay by another
yes,
week.
yes, yes. He's starting to get it rolling. Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe we'll see.
We don't know. I mean, we just started conference play. We don't know, but if he did, or if Wisconsin actually are playing now and want to actually be out there to play for him, then yes, they might have a chance to somewhat turn their season around. I'm not saying that they are going to make the playoffs or make the Big Ten championship or whatnot, but it's always nice to see a couple wins in them columns, even if it's just one. But going out with the whole goose egg for the whole season, that's a big no-no.
And I mean, the rest of their schedule isn't very favorable to them at Wisconsin as well. So yeah, Luke Fickle still might get fired this year. But if he
Bruh.
pulls if he pulls 3 more wins out on this schedule, if they make a bowl game, I think he preserves himself one more year. I'm not sure. Maybe Wisconsin's tired of that, but they have a hard schedule coming up, which is why they need to win more early on. They
Uh-huh.
needed to beat Maryland. They needed to beat Michigan. Next week they have Iowa next week at Iowa. Then they play Ohio State.
Oh,
Then they go and play at Oregon. Then they have a bye week. And they play home versus Washington. Then they go to Indiana, home versus Illinois, and at Minnesota. So no easy games for them.
yeah. I'm
Even
about
what
to.
you would consider an easy game for them with
It's
Iowa and Minnesota, those are rivalry games, so they're not easy.
yes, exactly.
Not a good schedule for them. Things are not looking good with how they've been
It's not. It's not looking good for them. Hopefully, they can like sneak a win, beat Ohio State. Okay,
Oh,
just sneak
he
it.
would definitely save his job if they beat
Oh
Ohio State.
yeah. Oh yes. Yes. I would sign a petition for him just to still be there after beating Ohio State. My
Yeah,
God.
he would deserve it.
Oh yeah.
I think Haynes looked again. I've said this anytime we're talking about Michigan. Haynes looks fantastic for Michigan. I love the way he
Yes.
plays. He's a
I do
great running
too.
back. Bryce Underwood, he looked good, had a couple missed throws. I've said it all year. I'll say it again. I say it to my friends who are Michigan fans. Next year, this team is going to be really scary. Bryce is just too young right now. I
Yep.
think he'll find his footing, even if Michigan finds their way in the playoffs this year, which I think is
Uh-huh.
a possibility. I definitely think it's possible. I
Same
just don't
here.
think they get it done this year. I just don't think that's possible yet. But Bryce next year, maybe.
That's
Maybe.
a
He keeps looking better each week, and there are still some things he
exactly.
needs to fix,
Yep.
but it'll
But
come with time. He's a freshman,
yes.
true freshman. He's 18
Yes.
years old.
Yes. He just turned 18.
Exactly.
And right in the beginning of the season. It's just amazing though. But you can see the talent and he is growing week by week, like you said. He's getting more comfortable week by week. And he's honestly reading defenses way better than he did between the first couple weeks. And that just comes with time and experience, which is good that he's playing now for when he comes back for his redemption tour, I'm gonna call that next year for his sophomore year. And if he stays sophomore and junior year, yes, like you said before, Michigan's gonna be scary. They're
Yeah.
gonna be top contenders again, and I'm all the way with that. I can't wait for that. Nah. Ooh, I'm trying to see another ring come home.
I bet.
I
I'd love to see one.
would too. I would too.
They moved up in the AP poll. Not sure if you saw where they moved up to. They jumped up from 20 to 15. So
Okay.
they're right outside that top 12 right now.
Uh-huh.
Um, so they just got to keep winning games. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
really, when you think of Michigan, I'm only thinking the rest of their season they should probably schedule with Ohio or struggle with Ohio State,
Uh-huh.
and that schedule looks pretty favorable for them going through. I mean, a couple tough games coming up here in the next couple weeks. They at USC next week, going to be tough. Home
Yes.
versus Washington.
Yep.
Washington's a tough team, but at home in the big house, I think they get that done. At
Yep.
Michigan State, you never know what's going to happen there.
I know that's another in-state rivalry right there.
Mhm.
But Michigan State is still the little brothers. I don't care what nobody say. They are our little brothers, the Spartans. No.
Then they have Purdue,
Yep.
Northwestern, Maryland. Maryland's look good. I mean,
Yep.
they had their first loss this week. We'll
Yes,
get
they
into
did.
that. And
Uh-huh.
then Ohio State at home. They've won 4 in a row. Do they do
Yeah, there
5?
you go.
And I think if Michigan only loses one more game this year, they're either right at number 12, maybe 11, right at the bottom of the playoff, or just outside. So they
Yes.
have a good chance, I believe. I think they definitely have a good shot at making it this year.
I believe it. And I hope they do. But hey, hope could be very diminishing.
Yeah.
And yes, it can. Like, I'd rather have faith than hope. If that ever
Yep.
makes sense to anybody, just a little bit of wisdom, real quick. That because I figured I figured this out on the weekend. That like hope comes and goes, but if you have faith and you have a strong faith, faith stays with you forever.
Anything's possible with faith.
Exactly, exactly, and that's what I learned on this weekend. Weekend been long, but I lost hope, and I got faith.
That's all you need.
Yes, and I got faith, and Michigan beating Ohio State. uh,
But just to highlight a couple things Wisconsin did well.
mhm.
They running the ball is obviously a Wisconsin strong suit. That's something that's always their thing. Think Melvin Gordon, Jonathan Taylor, name a bunch of others. There's more there. Those are the two that
Yes.
come to mind when I think of their running backs. They're great running backs, that is. But they did good on the ground, which is why this score was so close. They drew a lot of time away. Their O line played really well, and they were able to keep getting first downs, Even if they had the punt, they drew a lot of time off the clock, and Michigan does the same thing.
Yes.
So that's why the score was so close. I mean, Michigan, I think we all knew they were going to win at the end of the day, but it was a little scary at sometimes, especially if
Uh-huh.
you're a Michigan fan.
Yeah.
But this was a good game. I enjoyed watching it.
I agree with that. I agree. But Michigan pulled away in the second half. Like they showed who they are, and they was playing like who they are. Like they identity was shown in the second half, which I loved. I love, even though Wisconsin scored first, and it gave me a little worry in a way. But I'm like, it's still Michigan. They're gonna find some way, somehow, for whatever reason, to win the game. And that's
Right.
exactly what they did. 24-10. Go Wolverines. Go blue. Big blue. All right, now let's jump straight into Nebraska and Michigan State. The little brothers.
The little brothers.
Disappointed.
They I expected more out of them. I
I did
expected
too.
more out of the Spartans. I thought they were going to win. But like we said, they're at Nebraska. It's a hard place
Yep.
to play in Lincoln. Aiden
Yep.
Childs was awful. I've really liked the guy there. He was awful this week. I'm not sure if he got hurt, if he has something going on, but I mean, 9 for 23, 85 yards, 2 interceptions, not good.
That's not good at all. And you don't win football games like that when you are giving them the ball. And
No.
plus, Michigan State had some mistakes. Like they had a block punt and a fumble kickoff.
Yeah.
You can't give good teams extra opportunities to go down the field and score on you, especially when you are struggling defensively, or if your offense can't even really go down and go score themselves. I mean, they still put up 27. Like it was 38-27. Was that 11 points? A
Yeah.
two-score
Close
game.
game.
Yeah, it was relatively close. They didn't get blown out of the water, but them mistakes cost them the game in a way. Because
Definitely.
if that would have never happened, yes, life happens, football happens. A block punt comes, but a muff kickoff and you just
Can't do
fumble
that.
it, you can't do that. That is something you have to like get.
Yeah.
It's something you have to get. So special teams was not looking good. Offense wasn't looking good. The whole team in general was looking good on all three stages of football.
Yeah, it just was not their week,
Yeah.
unfortunately. And they're still a tough team. They're a good team. Things will shake for them going forward. They'll win more games this year. It's not the end
Yes.
of the world, but it does suck for Michigan State and their fans.
Yes, it does. Come on, little brothers. We need y'all too, because y'all are our glimmering of hope of beating Ohio State also, but I don't see that happening. I love them, but I'm not delusional.
Fair enough.
Word of the week, delusion. Mm. But like a little more from the game, like Emmett Johnson ran for 3 touchdowns for Nebraska. Three of them. So they had a ground game
Yeah,
going for them. Yes. And 3 touchdowns on the ground is amazing. It like even
on
with,
on only 13 carries.
ooh, that I did not know. I did not know that one. 13 carries for 3 touchdowns? I mean the other 10 carries, which is that's an awesome
Yeah,
statistic for real. He was getting the job done. He put the team on his back in a way.
he did.
Literally. Literally. But it's all kudos to the big boys up front. Because without them, he probably wouldn't even get any rushing yards or any yards to begin with. The big boys was creating holes and he was hitting the holes. That's football. That's a game of football. And it's about sometimes it's not about the X's and O's, it's about the Jimmy and the Joes, and the Jimmy and Joes was going.
Yep.
Yes,
Yep.
they like Nebraska just up front looked better than Michigan. Michigan
You
State.
know,
Wow.
Nebraska started off hot. They went up
Uh-huh.
14-0, soon went to 14-7 going into the half. And then Michigan State kind of came out firing. They scored 2 touchdowns during the third quarter.
Yep.
Nebraska ends up answering right at the end of the third quarter. Make this a tied game at 21. And the
Yep.
fourth quarter, Nebraska just dominated.
Yes.
It was their quarter, and unfortunately for Michigan State, they were tied going into
Uh-huh.
that quarter instead of having a lead.
I feel that. That's amazing though. I'm sorry. I'm just lost of words right now. And like I said, it been a long day. I'm sorry, people. I'm sorry, y'all. It's been a very long day, and I'm trying. I'm getting sick. My nose is stuffed up. Head hurt. But it's life. The show must
It's
go
like,
on. Show must go on. All right. Let's jump straight into Maryland versus Washington.
man, what a game.
Wow.
What a game.
Wow.
I don't know if you watched it, man. This was my favorite game to watch of this week.
I didn't. I watched the highlights, and coming back from a 20-year deficit and rallying like that is always an amazing sight to see. That
Yeah.
that shows who wanted more. Washington wanted it more. 24 unanswered points. 24 unanswered points. The final score was 24 to 20.
Yep.
Y'all couldn't get nothing done. Like,
Maryland thought they had it won. They stopped playing football in the middle of the third quarter.
and that's not how you do it.
I I said it last week. I thought Maryland was going to win this game. I thought they were going to keep that streak going, but now they're
Yes.
both 4-1. And
Yes, they
if
are.
both of them keep winning, one of these guys might make the playoffs. I doubt it.
Uh-huh.
I doubt it. But these guys are good. These are some solid football teams. And I said it last week that I thought this was going to be a very like old school Big Ten type game where it was kind of close in points, maybe a little less. And they scored a little bit more points than I really thought that they were going to. I thought we were going to have like maybe 30 points in total in the whole game. We had 44, not
Yeah,
too
that's
far
not
off.
bad.
But this is a Big Ten clash for sure.
Yes, it was.
It felt old school, despite the fact these are two not old school Big Ten teams that are opposite coasts.
Yes, I agree with you. I agree. He just a rally from 20-0 deficit.
It's insane.
It's always amazing though. That's why I love the game of football because anything can happen. And anything is like I said this probably before. I think I say it almost every week. You don't know what's gonna happen or how the game is gonna play out until you see the triple zeros at the end of it.
Exactly.
That's exactly what happened.
It is
them,
exactly what happened.
them boys fought all the way through the middle of the third into the end of the fourth. Sometimes that's all you need. Sometimes that is all you
Sometimes
need.
that is all you need.
Yes.
Washington didn't let going down 20 points affect them at all. They
Yes.
stuck with their game plan and decided to up the intensity and just fight back and fight hard. And look what it did for them. They won a football game. They still only have one loss on the season.
Yep.
I mean, playoff hopes, they're in their minds, they're looking at it. They've been to the
Oh,
playoffs
yeah.
before, and
Yep.
it's easier to make it there now.
Definitely is, especially with 12 teams entering it. Yes.
And
Yes.
their only loss to Ohio State. And they didn't
Oh,
play
yeah.
bad. Sure, they
Yes.
didn't score a touchdown, but they scored 6 points.
Yes, they
It's not a lot.
did.
It's not a lot, but they played very well against the number one team in the country.
They did. They did. And kudos to them. Like I'm tipping my my invisible hat through them, okay?
This is a solid squad there for Washington.
Yes, it is. Especially at the Husky Stadium. I agree with you. It is hard to win there, even though they didn't play there. But it's just hard. It's hard to win there. And not Michigan, Washington is showing that there are, I want to say contenders, but they not going down without a fight.
No, they're showing they can compete and they're going to play as hard as they can every single
Exactly.
second of the game.
Exactly. I'm kind of proud of them. Even
Fun
though
game.
I want to go to their like with the stadium that they're using. I just want to go to one of the games. I want to see that view of the
Oh, I
water.
would love to see that.
Man, because that's a different type of atmosphere. And that's a different type of like vibe in a way. It's nice. It's beautiful. And whoever ever been there, y'all gotta contact me and let me know how it actually is.
Definitely.
Yes, yes, yes. All right, Ohio State versus Minnesota. It went how we all thought it was gonna go. Honestly, it's Ohio State, number one
This is
team.
yeah.
Like nothing much to say about it. It's Ohio State did what Ohio State had to do. 42 to 3-1 win is good in anybody's book. That's 7 touchdowns, six,
6 touchdowns.
six. Yeah,
6 touchdowns. Yeah. I thought Minnesota was going to score one.
I did too,
I thought they
but
were going to score one, but they
sadly
couldn't do
mistaken.
anything. I think we all kind of expected it to go this way. Minnesota didn't run the wing T. This is on them. This is on them.
They definitely did
And
not. They definitely
clearly,
did not.
clearly, PJ Fleck isn't listening to this podcast, which is probably I really despise the guy. Really don't like him. He always looks like he's going to cry on the sideline. Sorry, Minnesota fans. It's true. Even at Western Michigan, it was the same way. He always looks like he's going to cry, and I just really do not like the guy. Really don't. But I expected more out of them. I expected them a little bit more fight, but nothing. They couldn't do a singular thing. They might as well have not played.
Exactly. Okay. At least they got 3 points out of it. It's petty points or not. They got 3 points. It's not like that they dropped a whole goose egg.
Yeah, I
Now
mean, it's better than
that
getting shut out, but
yes, and that's embarrassing.
and
That
they got
is
it right. I mean, they took the lead to start the game.
yeah.
They started
That's
off
it.
3-0. They
After
led
that,
against the number one team in the country, but
do we really call that a lead?
I mean, it is.
Yeah, it is. But the other team has to touch the ball too.
They led for like maybe 5 minutes,
Yes.
maybe.
They got all the glory for 5 minutes. Because I know I looked up, I'm like, they up. This might be a good game. I
That's what
tuned
I
back
thought.
in. I tuned back in after halftime. It was not a good game.
No,
That is funny. It's not funny, but it's funny.
no,
I feel
it's Minnesota. It's funny.
exactly. I'm sorry, Minnesota fans.
I'm
Like
not.
I
I'm not. No apologies from me. None
Bowden
at
don't
all.
care. Bowden
I
don't
don't. I
care.
don't like them.
And that's fair.
Can't wait to see him in Kinnick on October 25th.
There it is. There it is.
I can't wait for them to see Floyd of Rosedale from the sideline and
Uh-huh.
then not get to have it back at their house again
Okay then.
because
And
they're not taking it.
briefly, before we end it, let's talk about Illinois and Purdue.
This was a close game.
It was. It was. It
I mean,
was.
43-27. Yeah, that's not overly close, but
It's still,
Purdue played a good football game.
oh
They
yeah.
tried hard. They were out there to play,
Uh-huh.
and it was fun. I mean, the second quarter was all Illinois. That's kind of where the game was won for Illinois, was in that third quarter or in that second quarter.
Yes. With two explosive plays. Two very explosive plays. A 62-yard pass to Hank Britley from Luke Altmaier. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Huge pass.
And guess what? And Purdue countered with their own 60-yard touchdown pass and a
Yep.
very long run by Antonio. I mean, they was fighting back, but it wasn't enough.
It just was. It wasn't.
It wasn't
I
enough.
mean, the second quarter, Illinois scored 27 points.
Uh-huh.
They scored what Purdue scored in the entire game, just in the one
Yes.
quarter, just in the second, and they just kept scoring. They just were they're too much for Purdue.
Yes.
But even seeing this kind of fight out of Purdue just gives me hope for them in the next coming years. Like in the next couple of years, this might be a decent squad. We might see a 9-3 Purdue here in 2 seasons, maybe 10 wins. I don't know. If they keep building upon what they've been doing this year, I mean, they haven't looked awful.
Yep, I
It
agree
looked
with
a lot
that.
better than I thought they would.
Yep. Like I said, I agree. I agree with you on that one. I agree. But they got outclassed. It was outmatched. And
Yeah,
and Illinois did what they had to do to win a game. They
and
asserted their dominance in the second quarter, like how you said, and it was raps about that. It was they couldn't do much to keep up Illinois high power offense and just the firepower they have.
yeah, no, they just couldn't keep up, and I think everybody expected that. But I don't think many people at least expected what did actually happen in this game.
Yep.
I definitely thought they were just going to get blown out, maybe score a touchdown or two, but I
Uh-huh.
definitely didn't expect them to put 27 points up in this game. Not on
Same.
Illinois. So,
Same.
and Purdue's got a semi favorable schedule for them coming up. So we'll see what they do with it.
Okay, man. Yeah, you're right. You're right. And they can't be worse than Minnesota.
That might not be true.
But
I'd say they couldn't be worse than UCLA, but apparently
they just
UCLA is some dogs.
yes, because they just beat Penn State. So
Apparently they some dogs. I don't know where that came from again.
man, anything can happen. Anything can happen. It's football. It's a game. It's the game of football that we all love. And for the people who's listening to the podcast, y'all gotta love football too, especially hearing us talk about it for almost 40 minutes every time. Yes. But I hope everybody has a good one. I hope everybody drives safe. Hope everybody get the coffee and the caffeine that they need in the morning to make it to work. Be careful on the road. It's a lot of crazies out, especially nowadays, and be wary of the cops. Okay. Everybody have a good one. Once again, I am your host. I'm Q Nelson, and this is my fellow co-host Bowden. See y'all next time.